All right. Hi, Algebra 1. Welcome to Lesson 10. In Lesson 9, we went over the means of central tendency, which is like mean, median, mode, range. Today, we're taking what we learned in Lesson 9, and we're kind of taking it up a notch. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as far as the lesson. Now, just make sure that you complete your do now before you watch this video, that you're taking notes, completing the classwork, and uploading a photo of your notes and practice problems to Google Classroom. Now, moving forward, we do want you to upload a photo of your notes. This is just our way to ensure that you guys are kind of learning at home. If you write it down, you'll tend to remember it better. So the notes are on slides 3, 4, and 5, and the practice problems are on slide 8. Now, for the last assignment, we can tell some of you guys are using your cell phones to calculate. Please use a Desmos calculator because it can help you avoid some errors, okay? So we have the objective for today, which is to construct a box and whisker plot. Now, what is a box and whisker plot? So here's an image, okay? Please copy this into your notes. Any slide that has the kind of the yellow bar at the top, you wanna make sure that you are writing that down. So this is the number line used for this box and whisker plot. This is the data set, okay? Now the box and whisker plot is this red thing right here. There are 5 important parts to a box and whisker plot, okay? And those things are the minimum, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and the maximum, okay? Each strike of a line right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means something differently. So we can tell those values by looking at the number line. So here at the very front is always my minimum. At the very back is always my maximum. Then there's the box, okay? The box is 1, 2, and 3. Quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, okay? The box connects, the whiskers are connections to the minimum and maximum, okay? It's gonna look the same every single time. The only thing that's gonna be different is what the number is actually equal to, okay? So here are some more formal definitions. We want you guys to write this down, and we want to see this in an upload on Classroom, okay? So just make sure that you're writing these definitions down. Now, the reason why lower quartile, median, and upper quartile are shaded a different color is because those 3 things connect in a box. So just make sure that when you're constructing your box and whisker plot, that you keep these together. This is your box, these 3 items, and then your minimum and maximum is your whisker, okay? So I'm gonna do 2 model problems with you guys, and these are the steps that I use to construct my box and whisker plot. I wrote them down in my notes, but I put them here just so that they're a bit more clear for you guys, all right? And then these are the 2 model problems that we're gonna do together, okay? So you're gonna find your 5-number summary. So your 5-number summary are these 5 pieces that belong on a box and whisker plot, okay? So finding your 5-number summary is only different when you have an odd and even data set. Something very different happens when you find the median, okay? So let's just jump right in. I'm going to stop sharing. Hey. And I'm going to go ahead and connect with my document camera. Okay. All right, so let's zoom in a bit. Nope, that's not good. Right there. Okay, so these are the steps that I use. Now, step 4 is the important step because that is a step that kind of changes between an odd and an even data set. Now I went right ahead and I pre-plugged in my model problem number 1 and right there, okay? So model problem number 1 is an odd data set. How do I know that? Well, I'm just gonna go right ahead and count. How many items do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is an odd number, so this is an odd data set, okay? I have my 5-number summary here listed at the bottom. LQ means lower quartile and UQ means upper quartile, okay? So again, step 1 is to make sure your data is organized from smallest to largest. Let's look at this. Is it? It's not. I see 1, 2, and I see a 3 over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and organize it. Now, as I'm organizing it, I'm crossing it out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12. And then I'm just going to count to make sure that I didn't forget anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I still have 9 items. Now, after I did that, I'm saying to myself, okay, is this even or odd? I already know it's odd. Now, the very first thing I'm going to do is identify the minimum and the maximum, okay? So the minimum is always the smallest number. So that's always going to be the very first number in my data set right here. So my minimum is 1. My maximum is the largest, which is always going to be on the right end. So my maximum is 12, okay? So now I'm going to go right ahead and move on to step number 4, to find the median. To find the median is just as the same as yesterday's lesson. I'm just going to cross out until I get to the center, okay? Now, one way to make sure I'm at the center, I have to make sure I have equal amounts scratched out on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. I know that 6 is my median, okay? Now, something interesting happens for Box and Whisker. So since 6 is my median, it automatically becomes excluded from the rest of the data, right? Now, what does that mean? I have to go ahead and create the upper and lower quartiles, or the sides, the upper and lower sides. And what does that mean? So anything before the median is the lower side, and anything after the median is the upper side. So I do so by drawing a bracket like this. Okay, I do not include the 6 because the 6 is already identified as my median. And I can just go right ahead and write it down again. 1, 2, 3, 5. And then over here, I have 7, 9, 10, and 12. Okay, so I have done step 5. I created the upper and lower sides. Now I need to find the medians in both the upper, this is the upper, and the lower quartile, okay? So I'm gonna go right ahead, cross out till I get to the middle, but I have 2 things here, okay? I have 2 numbers. Now this was a mistake that we saw a lot with your work from the last lesson. Your order of operations matter. So I have 2 terms. To find the middle number, I'm going to do 2 plus 3, which equals 5. Then I'm going to divide 5 by 2. 5 divided by 2 is equal to 2.5. So there, I just found my lower quartile. So that's going to go right here, okay? And now I'm going to go ahead and find the upper. Crisscross. Again, I have 2 in the middle, okay? Add them. 9 plus 10 equals 19. Divide by 2. And what do I get? 9.5. Okay? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my upper quartile. Okay? Now, after I have determined my 5-number summary, okay, I can now create my Box and Whisker plot. To create it, I need to first create a number line. Now, I look at my minimum and maximum to help me out. So my minimum is 1. And my maximum is 12. So I'm going to draw a number line that goes straight across like this. This first one is going to be 1. This last one is going to be 12. Think about the middle number. It's more or less 6. 6 could go right in the middle. And then I'm going to make tallies for all the other numbers. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's 1. And then 6 to 12, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay? Now, with a different color, I'm gonna go ahead and create my Box and Whisker plot, okay? You can kind of plot these all together. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you're connecting. This is the box, these 3 items right here, and these are the whiskers. So you plot them as a slash. So my minimum is 1, so I'm gonna go above 1 and draw a slash. Now your Box and Whisker plot should not be on the number line. It needs to be above the number line. My next item is my lower quartile, which is 2.5. So 2.5 is between 2 and 3. So it looks like it's going to be more or less right there. My median is 6, drawing a slash at 6. My upper quartile is 9.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like it's going to be between here. There you go. and then my maximum is 12. Now again, connecting my lower, median, and upper. So only these three in the middle connect as a box, and then I connect to my maximum and my minimum for my whiskers. There you go, model problem number 1. Now, in an odd set of data, okay, you will have a median that will automatically create 2 quartiles for you, okay? Then you can go forth and find your other medians. But what happens in an even data set? Let's find out, okay? So again, step 1, make sure it's in order. This doesn't look like it's in order because I see a 7 and a 2. So first I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 pieces of data. Now I'm gonna go ahead, put them in order. 2, 3, next is 6. I have 7, but I have 2 7s. Make sure that you're including all numbers, okay? 8, 9, and 12. Counting again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chakarán. Now I'm going to find my median. Well, first, let me identify my minimum and maximum, okay? My minimum is always at the front. It's the smallest. And my maximum is at the back end. It's the largest. My minimum is 2. My maximum is 12. Now I'm going to go ahead and find the median. Cross out till you get to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, I have 3 on this side. I need another one here. It looks like 7 and 7 are in the middle together, okay? So since they're both the same number, I got really lucky. I just say that my median is 7. But if they were 2 different numbers, I would have to add them together, add them together and divide by 2, okay? So now we break these off into our upper and our lower quartiles, okay? I'm gonna go rewrite it at the bottom. 2, 3, and 6, and then 8, 9, and 12, okay? Now I want to find my lower quartile median and my upper quartile median, okay? Crossing out till I get to the center. Boom, it looks like my lower quartile is 3, and it looks like my upper quartile is 9, okay? I've determined my 5-number summary. Now I can go right ahead and create my box and whisker plot, okay? So using my minimum and maximum to guide me, looks like my smallest is 2 and my largest is 12. Going right ahead, okay? This is gonna be 2, this is 12. The middle number is looking like 6 more or less again, 6, creating my tallies, 6, 5, 4, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now going right ahead and plotting, okay? So I'm just gonna plot all of these numbers that I see. Minimum is 2 / above 2. Again, not touching the line. Lower quartile 3, looks like it's right there. Median is 7, I have 6 here, so this has to be 7. Upper quartile 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then my maximum being 12. Now keeping in mind that these 3 are the only ones that connect, making my box, and then my whisker, okay? So in an even data set and an odd data set, the difference is what happens when you find the median. So in an even data set, you're gonna have 2 numbers that you have to find the average of, okay? In an odd data set, it is just 1 number, okay? So please be careful with that, all right? Now, before I end this session, I just wanna go ahead and do a couple of shout outs. So I do wanna shout out Elisha and Steven. Guys, thank you so much. Miss Troy threw an extra credit kind of like problem in her lesson video, and they were the only students that responded accordingly. So you guys did receive extra credit, great job. I also want to shout out Sebastian Ramos. He is doing a fantastic job with his work using a kind of a whiteboard with a marker We're seeing all of his work. Sebastian, great job. Just please don't forget to do opposite of the assignment. And then I also want to shout out the students that are looking at the feedback and re-uploading their work for a higher grade. So Mariama is one of the hardest working students that I've come across in Algebra 1 so far. Elisha was also another student that redid her work and submitted for a better grade. So I really want to encourage you guys, please, please, please read the feedback we give you. Please redo the assignment so that we can give you a greater grade, okay? All right, so I'll hope to see you guys during office hours. Bye.